Good morning, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this final presentation here. Our group has 6 members, and each member is responsible for part of the presentation. My name is Tianqi Wu, and Han Wu is our group leader. In this showcase, we will be discussing TotalEnergies, including the leadership styles of its CEO and the ethical dilemmas the organization faces. The impact of the leadership of the leaders of TotalEnergies on the organization will also be mentioned. It concludes with a seminar and feasible suggestion for TotalEnergies ethical dilemma and leaders. First, let me give you a brief background on TotalEnergies. TotalEnergies is a French multinational energy company with its headquarters in Paris. It has one of the top 6 European power stations in the world and hence in more than 130 countries on 4 continents. TotalEnergies employs more than 100,000 people, and valuing human rights is fundamental commitment of its organization. Whether traditional or new, TotalEnergies have achievements to be recorded with and are world-class players in the energy transition. Let me introduce the current CEO of TotalEnergies, Patrick Pouyanné. He was born in 1963 in Normandy, France, and graduated from two of France's top universities. He is a French engineer. In 1993, he served as technical advisor to France's First Minister, Edouard Blondin. 3 years later, he became Foreign's Chief of Staff. He joined TotalEnergies in 2000 and became its CEO 14 years later. His ability was recognized by the French government, and he was made a Chevalier of the Legion of Honor in 2015. This presentation analyzes the influence of Pouyanné's leadership and leadership styles on TotalEnergies, and his handling of TotalEnergies' ethical dilemma in Myanmar. The above is the introduction and background of this presentation. Thank you for your attention. Next, Qingqing Luo, a member in my team, will further explain the moral dilemma and specifically analyze the cases and causes and conflict points of TotalEnergies' moral dilemma.
Okay, thanks Tianqi. Next, I come to the ethic dilemma. Ethic dilemma refers to situations in which there is ethic conflict between solutions to problems in daily life or work. The ethic dilemma exists when there is no perfect solution to a problem, and each solution has drawbacks and sacrifices of moral code. Next, let me explain the ethic dilemma facing TotalEnergies. As the page shows, there is no ethic dilemma taking place in TotalEnergies business in Myanmar. There will be a coup in Myanmar in 2021. Following this coup, there have been numerous human rights violations and abuses. Based on TotalEnergies' commitment of complete human rights in its ethic policy, TotalEnergies decided to shut down local gas production to condemn this series of human rights violations. Now this list, there are 3 human rights dilemmas that arise once local projects are halted. For example, once TotalEnergies stopped paying taxes to the government, TotalEnergies' local employees feel jail time because it was illegal to not pay taxes. TotalEnergies provides electricity to millions of people in Thailand as well as many public facilities, and the cessation of this means that the daily lives of the larger number of residents will be adversely affected, and the safe of well-being of people will be undermined. the people rights of local workers are at risk as the government may force employees who have been ordered to stop productions to continue working because of energy needs. So, TotalEnergies is in a dilemma. A commitment to the health and safety of people and respect for human rights is enshrined in TotalEnergies' Code of Conduct. In this exact dilemma, TotalEnergies has to sacrifice some of it. So this is concluded my speech part. Thank you for listening. Next, my team leader, Han Wu, will discuss how the CEO of TotalEnergies use leadership to address this exact dilemma.
Thank you, Qingqing. I'm going to apply the leadership to analyze the poem. According to our group discussion, we think transformation leadership and transitional leadership are suitable to explain his leadership style. Transformational leadership refers to the way in which leaders provide attractive incentives within an organization to promote positive traits. Their followers all want to be as high moral as the leader. And transitional leadership is a useful style. We relies on a system of rewards and punishment to managing its employees, and tends to use a sensible structure to achieve the organization's short-term goals. Compared to first one focus more on employee relationship and skill development, while the other one leads to higher production for organizations. Paul Yan's leadership style refers both approaches. Under his leadership, Total saw employee as the driving forces behind the organization. In an interview about how Total are coping with the challenges of the post-oil, he said, "Having a vision is good, but acting is better." At the board meeting in September 2021, he decided to set additional checks for Total employees, which was a tempting incentive. In his first 2 years as CEO, he focused management solely on costs in an effort to make profits. On the other hand, Paul Yan is showed by his commitment to make Total into a responsible employer. Total has created an open environment to receive diverse workers. He encouraged his employees to use their thinking and keep their wits about them to avoid regular structure and promote employee relationships. Total allowed a cross-level interaction between employee and management, and choose some employee to show the needs of the other employees. Paul Yan showed great leadership, but it wasn't perfect. He was known as a ruthless cost-cutter, not a good temp. His communication was tough and being considered strictly by his colleagues. That's all of me. Thank you for listening. Next, Beibei will be responsible for the discussion of the trade leadership and the material application.
Okay, thank you, team leader. Let's start with this part of the presentation. Trade leadership is one of the oldest leadership theories. The main assumption of trade theory is that some people are born with qualities or traits that make them successful leaders. According to Nasshaus, trade theory is useful because it recognizes that leaders are different. In addition, trait theory can be used as a yardstick to guide the kind of personality a leader has. Still, the theory is too leader-centric and doesn't take into account the situation or followers they are dealing with. In addition, Harrison criticizes the theory, saying it's not specific enough and confusing because different authors offer different success stories. Paul, CEO of TotalEnergies, through his decisiveness, he has proven his strategy and high demands on his followers. Paul is also a strategic thinker, controversial for his cost-cutting decisions and the closure of chemical facilities in northeastern France. Paul's leadership qualities also lie in his vision. For example, he has set the goal of reducing TotalEnergies' environmental impact by 20% within 20 years and pursuing low-carbon energy as a key profit driver in the future. Transactional and transformational leadership are often applied leadership theories. Transactional leadership is a leadership style centered on employee performance and represented by centralized management. A good example of this is the approach taken by the leadership of TotalEnergies when they pushed their fossil fuel agenda and polytechnic Paris. Transformational leadership, on the other hand, is a leadership approach based on motivating followers to commit to the leader's vision, such as caring for the environment. In the face of falling oil prices and cost-cutting, a CEO who takes steps to motivate employees while building a close working relationship with staff is a model of transformational leadership. So, transactional leadership is built on decisiveness and strategic thinking, while transformational leadership is about being visionary, inspiring, and motivating. These two types of leadership represent the two alternatives to TotalEnergies' moral dilemmas. Option 1 means shutting down operations in Myanmar. TotalEnergies will damage performance, but will be an incentive for employees to show TotalEnergies' commitment to respecting human rights. This corresponds to transformational leadership. The other plan means to keep the business in Myanmar, and the organization will not lose profits and market share in the short term because of the out of Myanmar, which is the feature of transactional leadership. That's all for me. Thank you very much. Next, Junyi will be responsible for the discussion of the influence and scheme composed of moral dilemmas in TotalEnergies.
Oh, this is Junyi Shi. Thank you for Baby for her presentation. Next, I will give the conversation of two options of TotalEnergies of ethical dilemma and discuss their positive and negative effects. The table shows 6 factors of compare the tense in the effect of the two options. As the table shows, one option favors respect for human rights and another favors people's safety and health. If we choose the first option, it means that TotalEnergies will withdraw of Myanmar, which obviously means the sales and profit market shares opportunities for workers will be reduced. Conversely, if we choose the second option, the above 3 factors will increase. In terms of risk, the option of respecting human rights would be reduce the likelihood of public image damage, as retaining the business would be viewed by public opinions as total value profit and condoning human rights abuse. External stakeholders will like the TotalEnergies to withdraw completely from Myanmar, and if they choose the retaining part of the business in Myanmar, the satisfaction of this stakeholder will be somewhat reduced as the TotalEnergies has not fully developed. The respect for human rights option faces 3 human rights dilemmas, which are mitigated by the alternative option, which reduce security and health risk. After group discussion, we conclude the respect for human rights was the perfect option. As the page shows, TotalEnergies has a core code of conduct to respect human rights, and these programs fulfill TotalEnergies' code of conduct. Furthermore, the withdrawal from Myanmar fulfilled the expectation of the external stakeholder. TotalEnergies public opinion trend will gradually pick up, and the loss of the public image can be recovered. The picture below is from the official website of the TotalEnergies, which proves that they take respect for human rights very seriously. And the negative impacts of the proposal as shown on the page. It is TotalEnergies is responsible for half of Myanmar gas productions, and the employee up to 241%. TotalEnergies withdrawal will result in a large number of the staff losing their jobs, and the huge shortfall in gas supply to Myanmar, affecting daily life of the millions of people in Thailand and Myanmar in total. In response to these negative factors, Poland has make sure TotalEnergies to ensure the normal supply of the gas during the crucial period of the withdrawal from the Myanmar, and to active pair of the handover and the production project and employee. During this project, Poland has also demonstrated its support from the respect for human rights donation test equivalent funds to the human rights organization. This is my part, and thank you for your watching.
Total faces in Myanmar. Total wants to adhere to the organization's human rights principles, but this conflicts with the safety and well-being of local residents and employees. Total faces a diploma according to Poland. Total chief executive options that favor fulfilling human rights commitments are the top priority. Poland has shown transformational leadership. He has strategic thinking and vision. Although Total lost local market share and profits, the exit strategy was positive from a macro point of view, as it complied with human rights commitments and satisfied external stakeholders. Mr. Poland has also shown transactional leadership in favor of an alternative approach. Keeping Myanmar would perceive profits and market share, an uncompromising approach to economy efficiency that demonstrates his decisiveness. The second option means a damaged public image and more opportunities for workers because other energy companies may have pulled out. The health and safety of the local population is protected according to the actual situation, and Total chose option. And the preferred option is not entirely positive, and I would like to suggest some improvements to Total. First, local employees may find it difficult to accept the sudden loss of their jobs, and Total should provide psychological counseling for the local employees and support for their transaction to the new operator. The uphold its commitment to human rights. Total should strengthen its cooperation with human rights organizations and actively promote human rights watch in Myanmar, and improve the investment in publicity to recover the organization image lost in the previous transaction period. And as for Poland, we think he should change his reputation as a relaxed cost cutter. Total has gone through the worst and should take better treatment for its employees. He should lean towards transformational leadership and present himself as a calm touch. This will improve his difficult communication with employees. And that's all my presentation. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.